One love, everybody. Good evening. Um, Today I got some very, very bad news. Our dear teacher, Grandmaster, Dr. Runoko Rashidi, has transitioned to the stars. He went through the granite door and now he's with our ancestors in the stars, where they came from. You know, we feel he's left us far too early. But, life is the ultimate decider. You know, and I'm concerned sometimes because our grandmaster teachers, sometimes they don't take care of themselves because they're wholly focused on the work. And we get your dedication to the work, but we also need all of you to take care of yourselves, those who are left. Right? We want you to take care of yourselves, Grandmaster teachers. My doggy is just, So I'm just left speechless when it comes to it because he's 67 and far too young, it seems, in this day and age to transition from the planet, you know. But now, because he was a light on this planet, he shone a light. He is now a light in the heavens, an immovable star. These are our traditions. These are our understanding. These are our spiritual connections to what is and the light that is. Right? We remember him for who he was, and we will call upon him where he is now. So, one love. Joy Pierce Spirit Facebook has a beautiful rendition, far more beautiful than I could ever say. And I would invite each and every one to go to her page, Joy Pierce at Facebook, and read her tribute to the great Dr. Runoko Rashidi. Jah Rastafari. One love. So, in honor of Dr. Rashidi, he was a man who loved our African goddesses all over the world, as I do too. So, I chose again Ancient Egypt, The Light of the World by Gerald Massey. I chose that book because that book carries a lot of interesting things, and as I told you, it's a thick book now. It's 2 volumes in one, and it carries a lot. I am a crazy old man because I actually read both volumes over and over again because I wanted to get an understanding of the African history that was suppressed. And it's funny, these days, they're going around And every time they find an archaeological site that goes beyond 10,000 years, they shut it down. They stop the funding for it. They don't want to know black people actually were the inhabitants of the entire planet. And that they're very young, their civilizations, their whatever, are fairly young compared to the African, but, breaded hatred of their mother and father, infected hatred of the mother and father of humanity on earth, and in particular, the African goddess, the African woman, the original mother of humanity. And we disregard her. Oh, she's been through so much. But Dr. Runoko, always, my queen was saying today, he always sent us a rose each and every day. So I'm going to read again because it's important that it's not only my words, I formulate my words based on the information I gather. And so I put the information I gather in context, right? Okay. So let's begin. It is one of the various delusions. Very, very important. It is one of the various illusions. Okay? Recrudescent. Recurring. Recrudescent in our day, that theology begun with the self-revelation to the world of our one and only God, right? And this is one of the various delusions. What he just said is a delusion that is carried by a good percentage, maybe 4 billion people on this planet who live their lives, sacrifice it, and give it. I don't care what you believe in, but believe in something that is true. If you want to believe in something, believe in something that is true. Because your illusion is only making the world worse. It ain't making it any better. And you're living delusional, as we can see around the world by its evidence, right? So it is one of the various delusions recandescent in our day, that theology begun with the self-evident, self-relevant revelation, with the self-revelation to the world of a one and only God. No delusion or mania could be a grosser birth of modern ignorance. Okay? This is the elemental and ancestral spirits, page 179, book 1 of Egypt, the Light of the World. Couldn't be a grosser birth of a modern delusion, ignorance. Okay. More especially as the only one. Of the oldest known beginning was female and not male. As of the oldest known beginning was female, not male. There was no male god when the female goddess ruled. What kind of world would that have been? The mother, not the father. The goddess, not the god. The commitments, the Africans, let us emphasize that point to its maximum. The Africans. The Egyptians gave a primary and permanent expression for the dumb thought of the non-speaking sign-making races that preceded them in the old African home. Not Mesopotamia, not China, the old African home. But they did not begin by personifying any vague, infinite, with a definite face and form. So they didn't create no, Jesus or no God on a throne. They didn't do anything like that, right? Nor by worshiping an abstraction. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at the total ignorance of the world today through violence and oppression and brainwashing, basically. Because as the CIA proved, when you terrorize and be violent with somebody, it's easy to brainwash them, A definite face and form, nor by worshiping an abstraction, which is but the shadow of a shade and not the image of any substance known. So they didn't worship no unseen God in no sky. In the Book of the Dead, chapter 144, in the Book of the Great Awakening, in the Book of the Great Awakening, Europeans call the Book of the Dead. In that book, chapter 144, let's be clear. The adoration are addressed to the Great Mother, Sekhet Bas, as the supreme being, she who was uncreated. She who was uncreated by the gods and who was worshipped as the only one. Mother Goddess. She who existed with no one before her. The only one mightier than all the gods who were born of her. The great mother, the all-mother, when she was the only one. Wow. We have historical proof. It's in the book of the Great Awakening, the so-called Book of the Dead, chapter 144. Africans first saw the mother as the supreme being. I wonder if that kind of culture produced temples and pyramids, and why a male-dominated culture produces churches and skyscrapers. Wow. She was the only one. The supreme being. No one was before her. I want you, in particular, Black women, to understand your power from the bloodline that you have descended from. The one and only, the supreme being. You see the lie that has been burdened on you, that men somehow have anything to do with divinity. But you know, when a material mind invents a religion, it cannot be divine. It's only material. Only material. So I need Black women who have been captured by this religion to understand the line you have descended from. The divine line you have descended from. And stop allowing ignorant, animalistic subhumans to tell you they can tell you who divinity is. So this is a message to Black women, right? And the reason it's to Black women, because Black women were the original mothers of human creation. And so hail to the goddesses, the Black women. Hail to you, because we men are here because of you. So, one love. This is the Nattyral Guru. I don't want to carry this on too long because it's a tribute to Dr. Runoko Rashidi. Guru as a great teacher and light bringer to Black people, we honor him. One love, unity and unity in the cosmos. Take care, listen, and watch the Nattyral Guru YouTube station. Like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Hope we meet again. Until we meet again. Over.